Hey guys, long time no see. I figured today in this video I would just bring you guys along with me feeding and replenishing the water in all of my ant colonies, because as you can see in this Formicapellidae full of the outworld, both of the liquid feeders are empty, and with it being wintertime, or at least becoming wintertime, with it getting colder, all the ants are slowing down. There's not as many Formica out in the outworld right now, which kind of gives me a clear indicator that they are ready for diapause. Basically, if you don't know what that means, it's like hibernation for ants or other insects, and they pretty much just kind of go dormant for the winter. They aren't as active as they normally are either. Whenever I pull them off the shelf, there's a few little dudes running around here and there, but this should be pretty straightforward. I'm going to bring you guys along with me to do all of my colonies. I currently don't have a tripod, so I'm kind of using a phone stand for, like, if you want to watch like YouTube or whatever on your table. So we're going to get some different shots, some that I really don't like here. The phone's like right in the way here of the outworld top, but I'm going to try to make it work. So let's get started here. Oh boy. They also have a lot of trash built up in their outworld, so I'm going to... Whoop, that's going to make it mad. Yep, I dropped the top to the outworld. All right. Let me just kind of set this back up there. Now, let me show you guys this really quick. A while back, I made a video putting some fluon around some of my outworlds, especially on my Camponotus pennsylvanicus outworld, and it worked for like a day, but now it doesn't work. Like, look, they're just climbing on it. That one fell. That was a terrible example. Here we go. Like, they're able to just walk on it. I know I didn't do the corner too well here, but periodically you'll see them like run up on the fluon and they can just climb right over it. So I have to order some new fluon. Sorry. I am recording the audio as I'm recording this on my phone, so if it doesn't sound good, I'm sorry. I'm kind of at a lazy standpoint with recording this right now, just because I've been wanting to get a video out for a hot minute, and I just haven't made the time to, but I figured today, while I have a moment, I would. So we're going to go ahead and do it up. So right now, off camera, I am pouring water into the liquid feeder. I just get a bottled water, and I would just dump it straight into the liquid feeder. I'm going to try not to drop the top this time. There we go. Let's grab this other one. I'm going to try to sweep off as many ants as possible. I'm kind of grown accustomed to ants being around my room and just having to pick them up later and toss them back into the outworld. For new ant keepers, this might be a little much. You're not used to ants being everywhere. After a while you get kind of used to it. I just let out way more than what I wanted, but they kind of just group back near their outworld. I guess they can kind of smell the pheromones. So it's really not too bad, but they're just like all over the place. Okay, I'm going to try to get them up really quick. Hang on. All right, I think I got all of them put back in. Golly. This liquid feeder is awful tight. Kind of show you guys how I do this. So I'm not using water here. This one is the Biformica liquid nectar, whatever you want to call it. Just kind of get it put in there. You can do a 50-50 water to sunburst if you want. That's what I used to do. I don't notice the ants liking it or hating it more. They kind of just, they drink it if they need it, kind of thing, you know what I mean? Ants kind of know what they need, just like we know what we need. So let's try to put this back in here without disturbing them. They're kind of angry and they're waiting at the top now in the back. Oh, there went something got out. Okay. Both the liquid feeders are in, which is awesome. Let's go ahead and vacuum out some of the bookie they've been leaving back here. All right. So there are some workers on it. I'm going to try to shoo them off. Don't know how effective it'll be. I've come to terms with accidentally sucking some of them up in the vacuum. It's kind of natural selection whenever it comes to that kind of stuff. You gotta swing or be swung, you know. So I'm gonna scoop it up, loosen it, and then we're just gonna shut the top, and we'll be back. Okay, so I couldn't comfortably vacuum up all the crap with the camera being in the way, but I got all of it up. It was a huge pile of it right there. I only sucked up like 2 or 3 of the workers. I'll just have to sift through it and put them back. That you don't have to do that, but you know, obviously if you want the colony to grow and not feel like you just murdered a bunch of innocent insects, highly recommend putting them back. So now I'm going to feed them, and there is a feeding dish right there. It's kind of what I normally try to aim for whenever I'm feeding them. They're going to take it and just, you know, put it where they want, which is normally in the nest. These ants will normally take whatever I put in there and they'll just walk it right over to the nest. It's kind of cool to see. I'm going to do a mixture of mealworms and dubias today, I think. Just because I've been doing waxworms a lot lately and they haven't had very much other variety of foods. So I'm going to do that and I will toss them in there. I'm not going to show you guys that. I've gotten to where like I really just don't want to show the insects that I put in there. But just know I am feeding them. I pre-kill everything. I don't believe in putting live insects in there for the ants to get. You can do that with fruit flies, I guess. I don't mind fruit flies because they're kind of annoying. But other insects I always try to pre-kill. So we'll be back with the next ones. Actually, you know what? I'm going to attach these and then show you guys. And then we'll get the next colony. That's a better idea. We'll be back. Alright, so normally, you know, I said I wouldn't show me feeding them and showing the dead insects, but here they are. Like I said, I pre-kill everything. I normally cut it up. If you guys don't think that's necessary, please let me know. I know there's more experienced ant keepers out there that do things differently. I just would like to, you know, do what's best for the ants. So if that cutting them up is not the right way to do it, please let me know. You know, I'm all about doing things the right way. Let's get them connected back. All right, so they are back on the shelf. Also, in the last video I made of my formica... What are you doing? Yep. So, see. Oh, focus. Some workers got out. That's okay. I'll get her put back in there. But we added this hybrid mini nest to the Pallidae fulva because, well, they're kind of getting a little big. Their numbers are getting big. So we have added this. Let's check out how they're doing. I mean, they're going in there. Looks like they are piling up their trash more than they are, you know, living in there. But hey, they're at least using it. Let's get to the next colony. Alright, so the next colony I have is my Phaedoli. I don't know what species they are. I just know they're Phaedoli, and I haven't looked in here in so long. Oh my goodness. There are so many. There are so many in there. Even the outworld's full, but check this out. I've been trying to get them to move forever. They've just made it a satellite nest. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, it looks like we will be moving the Phaedoli here soon into yet another nest. I guess we're going to be doing some satellite nests. Now, something I noticed with the Phaedoli, not only do they love protein like that, you got to get these little ladies a lot of protein, but they the liquid feeder here, they never drink the sunburst liquid. I tried like sugar water and they don't like it either, so I just kind of put a little bit in there at a time, like a few drops, and if they get it, they get it. If they don't, they don't. But you know, I don't know, maybe it's just what I'm doing, maybe it's something I'm doing wrong. They're not drowning in it at all. Like sometimes, you know, the ants can get stuck up in there. At least I've heard stories of that. Maybe not with Biformica's liquid feeders, but I know with some liquid feeders, the ants can get stuck up in there. So anyways, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to feed them. I'm going to feed Phaedoli. I'm going to feed them some dubia roaches because I noticed they want to eat the dubia roaches more than they like the mealworms. They are just all over this. I need to clean my tweezers too. Don't judge me. I'll get around to it whenever I'm ready. Don't yell at me. But here's what we got. So what I normally do is I will take the remains and put them on a plate. And Phaedoli aren't super aggressive, so you don't got to really worry about, them trying to attack you. They just kind of swarm because there's so many. But I'm going to put the dubia roach in there. We're going to get it back in the outworld, and then we're going to clean these tweezers. And we'll get started on the next one. All right, let's put the food dish in the outworld. There are so many Phaedoli coming out. All right, now I get to try to scoop all of the ones I got out back into the outworld. There's quite a bit. I'll just use a paintbrush to get them. No biggie. And then we'll be on to the next one. All right, next we have the Camponotus discolor. And speaking of discolor, the water tube is incredibly discolored, so we are going to change it. What I'll normally do is I'll get the next one prepped and ready. These ants, I've never had a problem with them like being ready to run out, so kind of go a little slower with them. There we go. And then we'll clean that and it'll be good to go for the next one. Now, they normally don't escape when I'm changing water, but they will sometimes run out of the outworld if they're out. But they're kind of skittish, so they'll always come back. With them, I'll just grab all this out. The food dish needs to be cleaned, so I'll clean that while we're here. Because it's kind of got a weird haze to it. So we'll get them all squared away. I noticed too, this isn't the first time I've seen this, they'll put their like dead workers in the food dish. I guess when they're ready for more food, and that's their way of showing it. They will put their dead workers in there. Let's get them fed. Look at that. Very nice. What I do is, for this, I just use water and a cotton ball, and I'll just go through, spray it down, and then I will wipe it with the cotton ball. If it's, every 2 or 3 feedings, I will use hydrogen peroxide to clean them, just for the very reason that we don't want a whole bunch of gunk growing in on it, more than probably what already does grow on it from all that biomatter. So I'm going to put some food in it, and we'll put it back in the outworld. Check out the little dubia roach. Aren't they cute? Alright, let's see if we can check the colony out. I did not get museum glass for this colony, so what you see is what you get, unfortunately. Peep the dead worker that got smushed. All in all, these ants are doing pretty good. They're kind of, I don't know. Everyone's like, Camponotus despianes are pretty fun. They're super cool to watch. These ants are super inactive. They're easy to take care of, but they're so inactive. I never see them running around. Now, this outworld is a little gross, and that is because the Biformica juice... Let me take the top off. Biformica juice got out, and I tried to clean it, and whenever I did, it made the outworld walls really sticky and gross. So, if anyone has a cool cleaning tip on that, would love to know it. But check them out. You can see them a lot better in there. That museum glass does a world of a difference, guys. Let's feed them. So while I was cleaning out their outworld, I accidentally yoinked the little plant out of the little spot there. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. But both of these colonies are ready to go back on the shelf. Actually, no, they're not. I didn't change the water tube on this one. Let's go ahead and do that. There we go. This one's not as gross, but... Oh, hello. This one's not as gross, but fresh water's better, so... Go ahead and grab you up, put you back. I went ahead and also wiped the outworld off a little bit so you can kind of see in there more. Yay! Let's check in on how these little dudes are doing. I think they're very appreciative to have their Biformica sunburst liquid back. And look, they all came out to check what's going on. Super cool to feed them. Still very lazy ants. All right, so next up, we have my Lasius americanus. They've been less active lately. Not really sure why. I don't know if it's what I'm doing or if they just really don't want to be seen. But let's check out how they're doing in their nest. This nest is also really big for this size colony. I'm starting to realize that the more I feed them. I might check it out. And that might just be why, they're not in the outworld as much. But at least they'll be ready to go in there when they're ready to go in there. You know what I mean? Anyways, let's go ahead and get their stuff fed. Dubia roaches are in. I just did one larger one. Maybe the Lasius will come around. I see them starting to come and check things out. But they are fed and ready to rock and roll. Let's get the next one. Next up, we have Camponotus americanus. And their water is looking kind of gross. I was thinking it was from the sunburst liquid and from the angle that we are at, but it is not. So I'm going to have to go ahead and remove that and clean it really quick before I put it back in there. So I'm going to do that. I need to clean the outworld out a little bit. They got some junk kind of thrown around there. So let's get that cleaned out and we'll feed them real quick. But before we do that, look, here they all are. They seem to not really care to go into the ant shack ant nest. The all-in-one ant box, I believe is what they call it on their website. Not sure why. It's got quite a bit more space. But they love having the outworld. Like, I've seen these ants way more active since I have attached this to their nest. So I can't complain too much. I hate how much room they take up on my shelf. Because, having both the nests combined together just really takes up a lot. But it's worth it to make sure the ants are happy. So I'm going to clean their water dish. I'm going to go ahead and give them some more food. And we'll be back. Alright, so I fed them. I got them fresh water. And they are ready to rock and roll. So I'm going to put them back on the shelf. We have one more, actually two more colonies to feed really quick. Or three. Three. I don't even know how many ants I have, y'all. Let's go get them. Alright. We have Camponotus pennsylvanicus here inside of the outworld that I actually made myself. So they need new water, and I'm just going to go ahead and change both because that is incredibly gross looking. So I believe these ants are in full-blown diapause because there were so many workers out a few weeks ago, and now there's only, a very light amount. And normally these ants are swarming to get out. It's like unreal how many swarm to get out. Also, I know it's awful late in the video, but if you hear a weird humming noise in the background, that is my 3D printer. I meant to turn it down, but I found a 3D file for a new tripod, so I'm currently making it. The file that I'm using is on Bamboo Studio. It's a remix of a design by CZFA Flex Frame 25. That's not it. Who's the original? You know what? There it is. The original is by Funky Art, but this one is by Gaspert16. Okay, yeah, that was a little side tangent. I'm 3D printing a new tripod, long story short. Okay, not that anyone probably cares. Oh yeah. Okay, we got a clean food dish, and I'm gonna go ahead and wipe this down. This water is incredibly gross. Let's go clean everything up and get them fed real quick. All right, so we have the last one of those done. As you can see, all of the fluon up here is just super gross, and the ants can still crawl through it. So, but I need to wipe this inside down, the inside of this outworld down. That's why it's kind of hazy. I plan on doing that whenever I want to get rid of the fluon barrier. But for now, it works. So, let's get on to the next one. Alright, so next is Pogonal Myrmex. These ants are super cool. I didn't think they could climb up acrylic and stuff like that, but they sure as heck can, because they will sometimes climb up to the back here and then just casually climb on out of the nest. So that's always fun. I recommend, if you can, put a fluon barrier just to play it safe. I know sometimes you can get away with leaving the top tier outworld off with these ants. I personally cannot. Dude, focus up, please, camera. So whenever I had my Camponotus in here, they didn't get it super dirty. But since I put the Poconos in here, they just keep it dirty. Like, look at that. I'm gonna have to clean that out really quick. Yeah, let's clean that out. So I'm gonna try my best. Try and see if I can show you guys how I clean it. Like I said, I just get a vacuum. Oh Lord, it's all. I may not need a vacuum for this one. We're gonna put you off to the side. And we will use a lead brush. Get as much. You know what? You gotta come out. Go. Alright. Let's scoop up as much as we can with the brush into this corner. They're not going to be too happy about this. They are going to be very, very angry. And I'm sorry that I can't get you guys a better view. This is just kind of what I have to work with right now. Hopefully, oh gosh, they're like all on the brush. Hopefully next time I feed them, I can get you guys an above aerial view like a bird's eye. I'm going to actually go ahead and throw some seed in here. I do dandelion seed for Poconos. I'll also put some Kentucky bluegrass seed in there. That's what I was doing for a long time. There's actually a mixture of it in that dandelion seed there. I'm kind of doing that just to deter them from going over there. Let's pick them up. So as you can see over here, we got the dandelion seed. Let's see if it'll focus. And then obviously to the left of the screen, that's all the junk in there that I've let accumulate. Let's try to get that scooped up. I'm going to turn the camera off and I'm going to use the vacuum. I don't like using the vacuum when the camera's on. It's just really loud and obnoxious in the video. I'll be back. Alright, so I sucked a lot of it up with a vacuum, but I'm going to need to use a cotton ball now to try to get the rest. So let me try to do that. I'm going to try to do this without like getting stung. You know what? Actually, I might have tweezers. They're long enough to get down in there. If I do, I don't know where they're at. Okay. That's fine. Just gotta scoop it up. It's like super in there too. That's the sucky part. A couple of live ones and dead ones on this cotton ball. Scoop them up. Okay. Disgusting. Okay. There we go. Let's put the water dish back in. It's not going to be perfect, unfortunately, but it does look a lot better. They're kind of angry, but you know what? It'll work. I'm going to get them fed. I'm going to clean up. I'm going to go try to clean this up. Yeah, look how gross it is. And I will return momentarily. Okay, so I ran out of Formica or biformic liquid nectar. So that's what we got. But they are fed. They're good to go. I'm going to try to spin them around and see if we can get a good shot of how their colony looks size-wise. I think they have officially moved out of the mini hearth. Yeah, there's a few little stragglers in there. And they're all in here. Oh yeah, look at them. They've got enough seeds in there to last a lifetime. Okay. Let's get them put up. And last but not least, the Camponotus Chromatos. So I 3D printed this little bullnose looking fitting to go on their test tube. This is what they originally were in, which was a Tar Heel Ants test tube insert for a 20mm test tube. And they finally moved out. They ran out of water back here. And they have officially, yeah, I need to clean that up. I also 3D printed this cool little base here to prevent this from sagging or, you know, pushing up. But, oh, this is an ant shack test tube connector? Test tube portal connector? I really don't know what you call it. But I love it. And while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and just remove the old test tube thing so we have a little bit more room. So, these ants are in the exact same state as they were before. Actually, they just have one worker right now and a bunch of eggs. So, it's kind of, it's not looking too good. But then again, anything can happen. So, kind of hoping for anything to happen. I'm going to go ahead and close that off with that end. Okay, well, the only thing I know to do is to try to feed them here. They've kind of taken a long time to grow. But they're just not... They're not growing at the rate they should, and it really sucks because I want to see this colony grow, because I hear tomatoes are super hard to keep, or to grow, I guess you could say. But, I mean, I've had a lot of luck with every other Campanata species I've had, but we'll see. Let me get this done real quick. Okay, so I got them a cut-up mealworm here and some honey. Kind of the go-to since they're just starting to, develop still. They've been starting for like 8 months, if not more. But that's gonna do it for this episode, guys. This video. I'm sorry it was kind of a lot of cutting. I just didn't want to. I really don't like hearing insects being killed and cut up, especially on video, and so I didn't think you guys would want to hear that. But at least you guys got to see all the colonies. We got to get some updates on them, and we all got to kind of check in on them. I haven't really. Whoa, sorry if that was loud. I haven't really gotten to check in on them in a hot minute, so it was good to kind of take a look in at them and see what's going on. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. If you like this video, let me know in the comments. If you don't like this video, also let me know in the comments. I'm all about criticism, especially if it's constructive. I don't want you sitting here flat out insulting me. I would never do that to you. Please don't do it to me. Let's keep it civil if there's any discussion in the comments. And guys, have a good one. All right, just have a great day. Do your best to make someone else have a great day if you're having a great day. And if you're not having a good day, you know what? Have a better day. Take that. We'll see you in the next one, guys.